Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to discuss a very important topic that all of us get to at some point in our life, and that is buying versus leasing a car. So let's get into it. There are several factors that you have to look into before deciding which option works best for you. But in this video, I'm just going to focus on numbers. Whenever I'm buying something and I'm doing a comparison between two things, I always look at the numbers first and then keep on adding different things that can make one decision or the other better for me. So in this video, we'll do the exact same thing. All right, so let's look at the total amount of money that you will pay for each of these options. I do want to point out that the focus here is not about monthly payments. It's about how much money you pay over a period of time. For these calculations, I'm going to use Tesla Model 3 since that's the car that I purchased last year, and we will look at the buy option first. If you were to purchase the car from Tesla's website today, the amount is $39,990. And the interest rate is 2.49%. That's the lowest interest rate that is available from Tesla. You can of course get a better rate if you use an outside bank. In terms of the down payment, we will use $4,500. That's the amount that I used when I purchased my car. And in terms of the loan period, we will use 3 years. Now, ideally, people go for 4 or 5 years to reduce the monthly amount that they pay. But in this case, we will use 3 years as an example because we want to do a comparison for a lease that will be mostly for 3 years. Based on these numbers, the monthly amount comes out to be $1,025. Now, to calculate the amount of money that you will pay over a period of 3 years, you take that number of $1,025, multiply that by 12, which is the number of months, times 3, which is the number of years, and you get a total of $36,900. Don't forget, you also did a down payment of $4,500. So if you add them together, you get a grand total of $41,400. That's the amount that you will have to pay over a period of 3 years if you buy a Tesla Model 3. But of course, after the 3-year period, you own the car, so you have the option of selling it and getting most of your money back. Now, in terms of determining the value of the car after 3 years, there are a couple of different ways of doing it. Number one is if you look at the cars that were sold 3 years ago and their current value, you will get an estimate of how much your car will be worth in 3 years. Problem with that approach right now is because of the shortage, the prices are through the roof, and Teslas are actually selling it higher than what they normally cost. So we can't use that calculator. We will use the other option, which is an online depreciation calculator. In this case, I use the one that is at caredge.com. It's a great website where you can compare different models, their depreciation over the number of years, and you will be able to get a rough number of how much your car will be worth 3, 5, 10 years from now. As you can see from the calculator at caredge.com, my Tesla Model 3 will be worth $30,912 after 3 years of usage. Now, in this case, I'm assuming 12,000 miles per year. Now, let's take that amount and subtract it from the total money that we have spent so far, which was $41,400. So if you take out $30,912, you are left with $10,488. And on a yearly basis, this will be $3,496. So this is how much it's going to cost you to own a Tesla Model 3 just purely on the purchase price. I have not taken into account the charging costs or any repairs, since those will be the same for buying and leasing options. All right, so now let's look at the same car, but now we will lease it instead of buying it. Based on Tesla's website, if you were to lease the exact same car with the down payment of $4,500, by the way, this is the same amount that we used when we were financing the car, and you have a mileage limit of 12,000 per year, lease term will be 3 years, you will have a monthly payment of $410. If you look at the total amount of money that you will pay over 3 years, that will be $410, well, that's the monthly amount, times 12, which is number of months, times 3, which is number of years, you get a grand total of $14,760. But don't forget, you also did a down payment of $4,500. So if you add that to the total, your new total becomes $19,260 for 3 years. If you divide that by 3, you get a yearly payment of $6,420. Now, if you were to compare this amount with the amount that you will have to pay if you were to buy the car, this is actually $3,000 more on a yearly basis. So over a 3-year period, you're actually paying $9,000 more for leasing option versus the buying option. You can take these calculations and apply them to any car, but based on these numbers, it's pretty clear that buying is a better option than leasing. Now, most people argue that they go for the leasing option because they want to replace the car after 3 years. Well, in this case, that's exactly what we did. We bought the car, kept it for 3 years, and then sold it. Even with that, buying is still a much better option. That's all from this video. If you liked it, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel.